Time now to take a peek into the AVP time machine. The year was 1994, the Seal Beach Open. Dodd and Whitmarsh trailed Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes by 1 with only 4.4 seconds left on the clock. It was a magical ending.
The tie descended to sudden death. Dodd and Whitmarsh down 12-8. Its next point wins. They got a chance. Whitmarsh score!
Absolutely one of the greatest matches I have ever had the pleasure of being involved with. Mike Dodd, Mike Whitmarsh, phenomenal comeback. We will have many more moments like that on the AVP Tour as we join them for another day at the beach. Wonderful sunshine, little breezy day, but lots of things to do, including relax here in Riviera Beach, Florida. We've got final action coming up. Adam Johnson, of course, and his partner Jose Loyola will play Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes. And speaking of the finals, it's time now to get to the fanatics.
Hi, it's Marvin Hall at Riviera Beach. A little volleyball going on here, but you know what? We got a beach over here, a lot more action to get into. We're gonna go check that out, all right? See you. I think I found my spot. Check it out.
Stand for us.
Yeah, how you guys doing? You enjoying the volleyball tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, have you guys been over there to check it out a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you having a good time? Okay, this is a spot for Marvin. Hey man, you know, I'm always digging myself in a hole. You think I can fit in there?
Not going in.
All right. This is feeling good. Now this is the spot. Now this is what Florida spring break beach volleyball is all about right here, baby. Hey, you know the best part about this job? Having a fan club. These are some of my greatest fans right here. What's your name? Alex.
Kelly.
Kelly?
Tiffany.
Tiffany?
Allison.
Allison? And let me tell you something. They have great talents. You guys, show me what you guys do. Show me your talents. Towards the beach. Yeah. Wow. Now that's what I call talent. Riviera Beach, Marvelous Marvin having a good time with some of his best friends and fans. Right on, guys.
Marvin, with all the moves you've got, I wanted you see you do some cartwheels. I guess that'll have to wait for later in the summer. Waiting in the wings to take the court, Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola. The opposition on the court, Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes. The finals are next. The 1996 Miller Lite AVP Tour is brought to you by Miller Lite. Life is good. We are in Riviera Beach, Florida for the $100,000 Miller Lite Open. And we are set for final action. Yeah, we are set for final action. Big crowd here has gathered. Been a windy day most of this Sunday here in South Florida. We're about 100 miles north of Miami. And they are gathered for the finals. Our first group, of course, we told you, Karch Kiraly. won his 100th tournament right here in Riviera Beach last season, defeating Dodd and Whitmarsh in the finals. So coming back to a place that has very fond memories, and back with his longtime partner, Kent Steffes. Kent, now 27 years of age, has 77 career wins, and they are facing a team that they know very well indeed from the Indoor Avion Series and outdoors. Of course, Adam Johnson and his partner Jose Loyola. Adam Johnson in the red tank top, and in the black is Jose Loyola out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Of course, this is the same matchup as we had last week in Phoenix, and here at Riviera Beach, the finals. Adam Johnson, Jose Loyola against Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. Karch and Kent come in undefeated. They won the winner's bracket, defeated Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson 15-11 in the finals of the winner's bracket. And our Heather Cox had a chance to talk to Karch about the finals coming up.
Thanks, Paul. Karch, a very familiar matchup. Any revenge factor after Phoenix last week?
Oh, we just always pride ourselves in coming back strong. Of course, we would like to win. We beat them earlier in the year. They beat us indoors. We split indoor wins. We'd like to split outdoor wins here.
Do you think you have the advantage coming out of the winner's bracket resting this morning?
I think that helps that we didn't have to play an extra game, certainly, just as it helped them when we had to play a few extra last week.
All right, thanks so much. Best of luck.
Thanks.
All right, Paul and Tim, let's go back up to you.
All right, thanks very much, Heather. Of course, Paul Sunderland with Tim Hovland. The wind, a big story. You know, Karch said that it might be an advantage, Tim, to have rested a long time, but maybe an advantage for Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola to be out in these windy conditions.
Depends on how you start here, Paul. They're warmed up. They're ready. They know the court and they know the wind. Let's see how Karch reacts.
And Karch over the top and down. Kent Steffes will be our first server. Again, missed 12 tournaments last year as he had some surgery on his right shoulder. Came back towards the end of the season, won the Santa Cruz Cuervo event with Karch, and then didn't fare so well after that. But talk about turnaround being fair play. I mean, Karch kind of downplayed the revenge factor, but I think he's real big on revenge.
He didn't sleep well last week, no doubt about it. Karch is not his most competitive guy on the court right now, and he wants to win.
Kent Steffes starting things off with an ace against Adam Johnson. AJ, unforced error just over the top and down. So Kirai and Steffes off to a great start, 2-0.
The good side here, Paul. Kent has a good serve. He's working at him a little bit. That just went out.
Talk more about good side, bad side in just a moment. The serve going to Jose Loyola. And Loyola with the tap down. In the semifinal match between Brian Lewis and Scott Akitabi, that was, of course, won by Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola, there were 26 points scored in the match total. Make that 25. 19 of them came from the side that Kent Steffes and Karch Kirai currently occupy. So even though the wind is coming dead off the ocean, believe us, that's the good side.
Good side right there.
Tight set, and Karch poking, getting some liftoff, getting just over the top of Jose Loyola.
Karch has got a big enough jump to handle that set. Kent throws it on just a little bit close here. Karch quick enough, gets up and just pokes it over Loyola. And outstretched arm can't get it. Karch back to serve.
Karch Kirai just looping the jump serve in. Of course, serving such a huge story last week. More on that at the end of this play. Good set by Steffes. Good little cut shot by Karch Kirai, and they've come racing out in this final. They now lead AJ and Loyola 3-0.
Watch Kent. Knows the wind's a factor, puts it close to net, maybe a little too close, but Karch can deal with it, puts it on the ground. Point.
Twice, Kirai moving the ball around Jose Loyola. Bad pass there. Jose is across the DMZ and cannot get back in time. Jose Loyola sprinting to save that errant pass from Adam Johnson, and he was 5 feet onto the side of Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. 4-0 Kirai and Steffes lead.
Yes, I do. Have not touched anything except the talk button.
And Adam Johnson off of Karch Kirai.
Restoring a little order here. Adam Haskett at one point on this side. They don't want to change 5-0. Karch playing some great defense, though.
Last week in Phoenix, if you weren't able to join us, it was 10-all. And then Adam Johnson just dialed up one ace after another after another. He had 8 in the match, 11 as a team. And that was clearly the key to that victory by Adam Johnson. Nice dig. Loyola's going to get there. And Adam Johnson unable to make the play. The ball blew so far across the court in this wind, AJ with really no chance to hit it. Had to wait for it to drop.
It dropped really quick, Paul. That's a real tough set. But great up by AJ.
They got to settle down just a little bit here, start siding out well, but this is not unexpected. With all the points that have been scored from this side, Kent Steffes with a tough jumper. Steffes is there. To Loyola. Steffes is there. Tight set, and yeah, Steffes is there again. Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes have been resting for a long time. You wonder how they're going to come out. How about 5-0? Kent Steffes with the stab. He leads the way as Kirai and Steffes take the 5-0 lead. This is the finals from Riviera Beach. We'll be back with much more. Yeah, we are having a good time in Riviera Beach, Florida. Another day at the beach with the AVP. Lots of folks coming over to enjoy the best beach volleyball the world has to offer on the AVP Tour. And so far, it has all been Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. They're the number 4 seed. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola, the number 2 seed. Now you're wondering, hey, Kirai and Steffes have been so successful. Why aren't they the number 1 seed? Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh occupy the number 1 spot because Steffes missed so many tournaments last year. His ranking's down a bit, but they will be moving up, especially if with a win here. Kirai with a dig. Just keeping it in play to Johnson. AJ, great effort by Karch Kirai, almost put his chain into the fence. Now, Tim, we were talking about it. Karch making a little extra effort is nothing new to you.
Nothing new at all. Watch, Paul. It's right in the chain. He gets the ball up, a little bit out of bounds. Great effort by Karchy.
Well, my brother-in-law is a plastic surgeon up in Santa Barbara. Karch's boyhood home. I'll tell you, I would have sent him up that way. Tough serve by Jose Loyola. That was very close to an impalement by Kirai, who goes over the top and down.
Remember a couple years ago, Paul, he went in his banner and hurt his kidney for years, out for 4 or 5 tournaments. You know, he's got to watch himself.
And Bill Sawara,
a
reminder, of course, suffered quite a serious head injury last week. He ran into a pole. His glasses cut his eye, took 100 stitches above his eye. He is just fine, not playing this week. Obviously, all of us wish him well. Great competitor, a player who's got an awful lot of ability, has had some good finishes, and clearly lets it all hang out when he's out on the court. And it was really an ugly sight, but the people in Phoenix locally, medically patched him up, and he was back at the tournament later in the day.
Give him a week off. He'll be right back next week, I hope.
Now, if it was you would have played this week.
Heck yeah.
Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola trying to make it happen, and where else does it start but, of course, with the jump serve. Jose Loyola trying to talk. We got to come up with a name for his fans.
AJ, blistering jump serve in the middle. The Brazilian bomber, straight down. You don't set up the plate like that, Paul. He'll put that away every time.
Scoreboard is wrong. It's 5-1. Adam Johnson back to serve once again. Working on Karch. That set is way back. Ooh, a lift called on Jose Loyola. What do you think?
I think it's a very tight call. He could have taken it with the bump. He took it the overhand. I think it's a good call. There wasn't that much heat on it. He was off the net a little bit. He's got a chance right here to bump it. He takes it overhand. Tough call by Krause.
So Greg Krause was ruling that was a shot by Karch,
right,
and not a hard driven
That's how
ball.
they define it. The ball is off the net like that. He didn't put as much heat on it as he could have. He's got to take it with the underhand or overhand together. He took that open-handed. Wasn't hard enough.
Just stuck in there a little bit too long.
Bit too much time in the hands.
I agree with you. I think it was a good call. That stuck a little bit. Jose Loyola going back to Karch Kirai. Kent setting the ball very high. Karch runs under it a little bit. Stuff block Jose Loyola. 5-2, AJ and Loyola. And again, the side the same thing.
Right.
In this
7
match
points.
so far, every point has been scored on the side now occupied by Loyola and Johnson. Loyola with a big stuff block. Karchy over the top and down. Now Karch having a word with Greg Krause.
I think he's looking for a foot fault there, Paul. If you bring up that line, it's a foot fault. Karch doesn't miss many things out there.
And he doesn't want to give AJ and Loyola the advantage of missing a footfall. They'll start really teeing off. Easy serve to Adam Johnson. That sets well back. Well, I thought Karch was right there and just did not make the play defensively.
Karch will dig that 9 out of 10 times. Just kind of handcuffed him. AJ, Loyola with a nice set right in Karch's breadbasket. He'll turn that over 9 out of 10 times, Paul. That one got away.
And he said right to his partner, Kent Steffes, I'm sorry. I was right there. Got to make that play.
That won't happen again.
Adam Johnson to serve. The finals, of course, the $100,000 Miller Lite Open at Riviera Beach, Florida. Easy tap down over the block. These two teams met in the finals of the winners bracket. Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes won that match 15-11. And that one was very close until the end as well. And Jose Loyola over the top and down. It really looks like these two teams, at least at the early stages of the season, are a cut above. Jose Loyola was really good at the King of the Beach as well.
No doubt about it, Paul. Their ball control and their jump serving is too much for the other teams right now.
To Steffes, and through the hands of Jose Loyola for the side out.
Loyola's been jumping. I don't think he's tired though, Paul. He's got a good physical ability right now.
I have never seen him tired.
One time in Florida. Remember that time when the King of the Beach was about 120 degrees, 100% humidity.
So when he said, "I like the hot," he was just lying a little bit.
Oh, he was lying big time. Big swing.
No lying about AJ bombing that ball down the line. And you sense that Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola, who trailed the very beginning of this match 5-0, are starting to get into a rhythm a little bit.
They're starting to get their rhythm. They get more confidence. AJ's going to dial up a sweet jump serve here and try and get it back in the game.
Johnson and Loyola trailed 5-0, and once again every point has been scored from the side now occupied by Johnson and Loyola. We've had very windy conditions all day. It was even windier this morning, a lot of rain overnight. It's died just a little bit. Still a real challenge for the players from both sides. Kent Steffes misses the jumper there. Interesting story. Last week, after the finals, Adam Johnson, Jose Loyola, Karch Kiraly could not get a flight out of Phoenix. They missed their flight. They had to rent a car and drive together from Phoenix all the way back to Los Angeles. And what ruins a great story, of course, an ace by Jose Loyola. And they are indeed back in this match.
Loyola cutting the ball right in front of Kent, moving around. Might come up the middle with this one.
Going at Steffes. Kent Steffes over the top. Karch Kiraly has laid down such a legacy in volleyball. But I mean, look at this. I remember watching him run that 100-yard dash against Mark Gastineau. He was tied with Mark Gastineau in the Superstars after 10 events. Jose Loyola misses the cross-court shot, and our first point of the match scored from the side occupied by Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes.
Everybody's been cutting the ball around. The ball must be moving a lot out there, Paul.
Easily to Adam Johnson, and cut shot and down. One more thing about the Superstars. I remember I'm watching the thing and I'm going, Karch is going to win this. Karch is going to win this. Gastineau's 6'5", 270, and Karch is fast. We all know
he's
that.
fast.
Gastineau blew him away. Mark Gastineau was great.
Yeah, Karch is a good athlete, all-around athlete.
Oh, he ran like an 11-100, and Gastineau got that, and AJ gets the ace right up the middle, 6-4. Adam Johnson, the much-needed ace. AJ and Loyola, our winners last week in Phoenix, were down 5-0. Now they trail by only 2. Powerade presents Olympic hopefuls. Big Bill the Beef Bouillon has arrived. He has raised the level of his game into the upper echelon on the AVP Tour. And with the Olympics in sight, Beef can almost taste how sweet it would be to play for the USA.
Making the Olympics would be the biggest thing in my life. I mean, that's every year I've been able to set some attainable goals for myself, and I think right now the Olympics isn't far off for a goal or a dream, and that would be the highlight of my life right now.
Our Olympic hopefuls will bring to you each week, brought to you, of course, by Powerade. Part of the crowd enjoying the finals here. And Tim, when you look towards the Olympic trials, June 8th and 9th in Baltimore, Maryland, you've got to think, of course, that Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes will be among the favorites. Adam Johnson has got to find somebody to play with other than Jose Loyola. If you had to pick somebody today, who would it be, do you think?
I'd say Akatubby.
Yeah.
They'd be a good team, good serving team, good ball control. They'd be right there. He's got, you got Whit and Dodd. That's about his spot right there, Paul.
It's going to be
my call.
It's going to be very, very competitive. Of course, off the FIVB tour, there was so much controversy about the qualification process and the politics involved. St. John Smith and Carl Hinkle are already in the field, and Carlos Brasino. Nice dig by AJ. More on that in a second. AJ to score. The scoring run by Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola continues.
Adam just digging straight up. Jose with a good controlled set. Adam sees the court right down the middle. This is a good timeout by Kent and Karch, Paul. They need a little stop the bleeding, restore some order.
This has been a hemorrhage.
Oh, yeah.
Remember back that Karch Kiraly and Kent Steffes got out to the 5-0 lead. And they have been outscored since then 9-2. And Jose Loyola, Adam Johnson have started to side out, and they're serving extremely well right now. Looking to go to 10. Adam Johnson hit the ball off the top of the tape.
Yeah.
Steffes bailed out on the play. Figured AJ was going to detto right at his feet.
He could have got that ball up, maybe. Right here. Great out of the net. Adam wants to deliver. Kent turns his back on it. Strange play.
If you don't hang in, you got no chance. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola continue the roll. Loyola with the ace.
They're on a roll here. They might have taken a full timeout here.
Kent Steffes and Karch Kiraly back talking to the linesman, questioning the call. Greg Krause, our #1 referee. Kim Pickering down below. Let's take another look.
Loyola with a jump serve here. That wind is everywhere. Oh, wow. Close.
That's really close. And obviously the ball might have hit the line going by, but that replay looked like it was long. Maybe Kiraly and Steffes had an argument. But either way, Loyola and Johnson with their 11th point on the board. Tim, take another look. A crucial momentum builder once again for Loyola and Johnson.
Well, that's how high it is when it goes over Kent's shoulders. I'm saying out there, Paul.
Boy, if the sand kicks onto the line, if the landing of the ball makes the line you got to see the ball hit the line, and quite frankly, that one looked long. Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson on a run. Can Kiraly and Steffes come back? Back at Riviera Beach, the finals, of course, of the Miller Lite Open. Paul Sunderland with Tim Hovland. Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson were down 5-0. They have outscored Johnson and Loyola 11-2 to take the 11-7 lead. They have just been dominating, and remember, double elimination format. AJ and Loyola, as Loyola hits that ball out of bounds, Kiraly and Steffes score their first point in a long while. Kiraly and Steffes are undefeated. Double elimination format. AJ and Loyola have to win this game to 15, and then we will play the double final to 7. AJ from the right side, past Kent Steffes and down.
God, he's spanking that ball, Paul. Great hit. All starts with the pass. Loyola with a nice set, and AJ puts the hammer down on that ball. They got 6 aces, Paul, between AJ and Loyola. Karch and Kent only have 1. That's the difference in the game right now.
They only have 6 aces?
Only 6.
What's wrong with them? They had 11 last week.
Right.
I tell you, this has changed. The jump serve has changed the whole game, but this is changing it even more. Karch Kiraly over the top and down. I talked to Karch during the week, and he said, look, the way they served 11 aces, if we play them again, we just can't let those balls hit the sand. We just got to give our bodies up and get those balls somehow in play. And those were 11 aces that were just almost impossible to get a hand on.
Very clean aces.
AJ's passing the ball very well. Nice dig by Steffes. Karch runs out of room. What are Loyola and Johnson doing now that they obviously weren't doing when they were losing 5-0?
They came out a little tight, Paul. Then they said, hey, listen, we're down 5-0. We can play any way we want to. We got to come back. And that's the way they're playing right now, and that's why they're up 11-8.
They look now like the team that won last week.
Yes.
They did not look confident. They did not look loose at the beginning of this finals. Of course, they had to play the one extra match because they were coming out of the losers bracket. Lost to Kirai and Steffes in the finals of the winners bracket. They beat Akatubby and Lewis and then moved on. Karch just serving very easily to Adam Johnson. Karch with the near dig. I think that Kirai and Steffes got to serve tough.
Well, they're a little tight right now, Paul. They've got a couple aces on them. They don't want to make too many mistakes, but yet they're serving the ball too easy, and Loyola and AJ are siding out well.
Passing the ball with no trouble whatsoever. Adam Johnson to serve. Going short to Steffes. Steffes over Loyola and down. Adam Johnson on the move, couldn't make the play defensively.
That's a great side out right there. Nobody's going to dig that ball over Loyola and way deep in the corner with that kind of speed. Great shot. Kent needs to turn up his serve a little bit right here.
Tough serve by Kent Steffes. Comes through with a score from the bad side. And a little while ago I said, can Karch, Kirai, and Steffes mount a comeback? Well, they have indeed. We take the 11-9 side change. Much more to come. We're back in beautiful Riviera Beach, Florida. And every week we want to teach you a little something about this great game of beach volleyball. And our tips from the tour is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP this week, serving.
First, let's talk about the toss. The toss is the most important thing for a jump serve. You got to give yourself a nice set, get up high, reach high, and hit the ball at its highest point. Second thing we want to talk about is the approach. I like to use the 4-step approach. Some people like to use the 2 or the 3. It's all up to you. You're an individual. Take it upon yourself to use your own approach. Remember, the last and final thing is there's a long piece of tape back there, so don't be a klutz and trip over the line or you're going to embarrass all of us.
Tips from the tour, of course, is brought to you by Wilson, the official ball of the AVP. Yep, this is the finals from Riviera Beach, Florida. A wonderful day indeed for beach volleyball. Adam Johnson, Jose Loyola lead by 2 over Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. Again, double elimination. If Kirai and Steffes win this game to 15, they are the champions. If Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson win, we will play a double final game to 7 to decide the title.
Karch and Kent are on the good side, though, now, Paula, if there is a good side again.
Well, there appears to be. Again,
yes.
The wind coming right off the ocean, blowing straight across the court, but the side now occupied by Kirai and Steffes seems to be much easier in terms of siding out and scoring points. Tight set. Johnson with the dig, looking for 12. Great cut shot against the flow.
What a great up, Paul.
Tight set maybe led to the problems, and then AJ playing good defense.
Great spearing up. Great set by Loyola. Cut back. A cut for a cut. Cutty Sark.
Steffes from off the net. Loyola. AJ gonna run out of room. Good play by Loyola, I think, though, just getting back because that ball set 7-8 feet off the net, getting good digging position.
And the ball's moving around a lot, Paul, out there, so he can come up with that ball.
12-9, maybe headed for our first double final of this early season. These two same teams have played in both finals so far this season. Adam Johnson, after that long run with Jose Loyola, I think pretty smart.
Yeah.
Maybe just winded a little bit. Long 2 days of competition. Taking a short 20-second break to make sure that they're ready to focus on this play. There's Karch Kirai. You and he have a little bit of success together, don't you?
Yeah.
Somebody's first partner. Tell us about that.
We played in the junior nationals together, And then we went over to Hawaii, and he's 16, I was 18. And we won the Hawaiian Open there in the double final at dark.
Wow. Who'd you beat in the finals?
Who'd we beat in the finals? God, that's a long time ago, Paul.
A lot of wins. You've won so many during the course of the years. Of course, both you and Karch. About 170 between you, maybe even more.
Rick Shaw.
Oh, that's a name out of the past. You didn't celebrate a little after that, did you?
We couldn't get in any of the bars, Paul. We're on 18.
That story is for another day. But right now, the story has been the comeback of Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola. Trailed big early, and they have just been sprinting the rest of this race. They now lead 12-9. Kirai and Steffes on the good side, but really unable to make any moves. That sets well back to Jose Loyola. Karch with the dig. Steffes just running and going deeper and deeper into the quicksand.
Great stroke by Loyola, though. Off the net, Karch stabs at it. Steffes' feet not underneath him, and he's running on his knees here. Just can't get the ball. Great effort by Kent.
Jose Loyola to serve. Working on Karch. Again, the player nearest the water. Karch, hammer cross court, dug by AJ. Karch on two. AJ can't make the play.
Good hands by AJ, though, to get that first ball up. Surprisingly quick, AJ. He's getting better and better on defense. No doubt about it.
And you add to that his growing familiarity with the block of Jose Loyola, and he's going to touch a lot of balls.
Loyola's funneling him the ball. Very, very good point.
Tough serve up the middle. AJ unforced error. Kind of an ugly play to start with. Good serve by Karch Kirai, and then it got pretty bad after that.
That starts the whole playoff. Karch's big serve. AJ's got to move his feet a little bit and pass that ball.
Kirai going back to Adam Johnson. Low set, good touch by Kent. Steffes cannot make the play. Adam Johnson won 4 tournaments last year with Jose Loyola, won 1 indoors with Randy Stoklos. Of course, AJ and Stokey started out the year together, and that lasted for about a third of the season. And then Adam Johnson and Loyola got together, and after that, it's been nothing but success, particularly with their wins at Hermosa and Manhattan, and then starting out this year. AJ using the left, and Steffes is there. Tough chance by Kent Steffes.
I'd have kept that ball in and put the pressure back on. That wind's all around, Paul. They got to put that ball down.
Yeah, I agree with that. Karch makes the save, and then just hoping his partner would keep this ball in play.
Yeah, Karch laying it out for him. Kent goes for it. Hope they hit the net and dribble it over. Didn't happen. AJ and Loyola.
That's a tough swing into the net. Karch going to take a 20-second timeout, and maybe Steffes taking a chance, figuring what the heck. We'll get into a double final. Maybe then we have the opportunity. Of course, we mentioned that Karch Kirai won his 100th event here in Riviera Beach. St. John Smith, the all-time leader. Randy Stoklos, of course, still active, looking for more. There's Karch. He's won 11. He won 12 all year last year. Kent Steffes, Mike Dodd, your former partner, Ron Von Hagen, and then Timmy the Hob with 60.
60. God, I won that 61 bad.
Do you have one or two that really stand out?
Every Manhattan stands out, I'll tell you that.
Yep. 5 or 6 of those. AJ to serve. They lead, he and Loyola. 13-10. Dig by Johnson! Oh, just out of bounds. That had score written all over it. If there's not so much wind coming off the ocean, that ball's in.
Watch this dig. AJ's laying it down. Karch and Kent both look at each other. Please don't go in. Just out. Great up, though.
That ball was just out of bounds. Steffes to serve, going AJ deep middle. Chance for 11 for Karch. Off the top of the tape. Didn't really go after it. Karch with the block, but out of bounds. Big point scoring opportunity, and just not aggressive enough for Kirai and Steffes in that play.
I think the ball's moving around a little bit too much, and AJ just uses Karch out of bounds. Great play. I'd have taken a bigger swing if I was Karch in that first ball.
Smart swing by Adam Johnson to put an end to that rally. Jose Loyola just out of bounds. I'll tell you, you add the differential of the dig by Johnson and that missed jump serve, it's about an inch added together down that sideline, but both of them just out of bounds. Finals action here at the $100,000 Miller Lite Open in Riviera Beach, Florida. Paul Sunderland with Tim Hovland. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola take a break. So will we. They still lead by 3. We are back. Finals continue on. 13-10. Loyola and Johnson lead. Tight set. Joust coming. And that's going down. Steffes. All of that weight training in the offseason just helped him get a score.
Steffes showing Mr. Bodybuilder put it back down. That set was way too close by Loyola, too. Watch it come right on the net. This is advantage Steffes. Ball's on his side of the net. He throws it back down. AJ can't handle it. Big point.
13-11. Kirai and Steffes trail by 2. Not a great pass. Same play coming. Missed set twice in a row by Jose Loyola. Not perfect passes by Adam Johnson. And we will take the turn. Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes back within 1. Can they close it out? It's a beautiful day for a sail out on the Atlantic. Of course, this is the Miller Lite Open coming to you from Riviera Beach, Florida. A great day at the beach with the AVP. It's 13-12 now. Johnson and Loyola lead Kirai and Steffes by 1. Kirai and Steffes trailed by 3 at 13-10. 2 missed sets by Jose Loyola. And now the winners of the winners bracket, Kirai and Steffes, have closed the lead to 1. Let's go back down courtside, find out how that dating contest has been going. Let's go down to Heather Cox. Heather?
All right, Paul, I have very unofficial results, but they are in. Rochelle is the winner. She has found her date for tonight. All right, please introduce yourself.
This is Bob.
Bob, where are you from?
From West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach. And where are you going to take beautiful Rochelle, the Southern Belle from Georgia, tonight for a night on the town?
We're going to go out to Fat Tuesdays tonight. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah, right on. All right, guys, you have a blast. We're having a blast down here. Let's go back up to the booth and the action in the sand.
All right, thanks, Heather.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. You just never know what's going to happen. Nor do you hear. Karch Kirai misses the jump serve. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola on what Tim Hovland, and I think I agree, absolutely are quite sure that this is the good side. So many of the points, upwards of 75 to 80% of the points, have been scored from the side now occupied by Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola.
And the way he's been serving as of late.
Again, 11 aces last week against the same team in Phoenix. Steffes with a good pass. He hits the ball out of bounds. We are 1 point away from a double final. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola have a loss. They lost to Kirai and Steffes in the finals of the winners bracket. We are very close to a 7-point double final. Our first of the season. Why not? It's our second tournament. Johnson serving for game point number 1. Loyola for the game. That's it. We're headed for double final. Karch Kirai was looking for revenge the beginning of this game, maybe a little bit. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola were down 5-0 and then just rolled. And now, when we return, a game to 7, Jose Loyola, Adam Johnson, Karch Kirai, Kent Steffes. Back in Riviera Beach, that was our previous match, won by Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola, 15-12 over Kirai and Steffes. Of course, that forces our double final. This is going to be a game to 7. You only have to win by 1. There'll be 5 minutes on the game clock. We'll switch sides, multiples of 2. This is going to be a very, very quick game indeed. Now, Jose Loyola's got to be very happy about making it into this double final. He's down with Heather Cox.
All right, Jose, congratulations. Now, fatigue, obviously not a factor so far.
No way. We're in good shape right now. It's ready for another game. Serving good and try to block some balls right now. We're still fresh, ready to go.
Has the wind been a factor?
Not really. We both can side out very well right now. Good ball control in the game. That's a matter of fact.
What about the key to a 7-point game?
Well, it's try to serve tough.
All right. Well, we'll look for those aces out there. Thanks, Jose.
All right, thanks, Heather and Jose. And Jose Loyola obviously thinking back to last week in Phoenix, but you add to that about a 15-mile-an-hour wind. And do you think Jose was underplaying the effect of the wind, or have these players just gotten used to it? They played most of their matches all weekend long on this center court.
They're pretty confident right now, Paul. They're siding out real well. And as Loyola said, the serve is utmost importance in this game.
Who's going to get on the board first? Double final. Switch multiples of 2. Steffes blocked but out of bounds.
That was right in Loyola's breadbasket right there. He wanted to throw that back down.
Karch back to serve.
Big break by Karch.
Jose was all over that shot down the
yeah.
line by Kent Steffes. Just could not turn him in. Karch Kirai to serve. He'll get one more toss. Otherwise, it's delay of game. Karch now 35 years of age. 111 career wins. His 100th came right here. AJ, dig by Steffes, lift call. Boy, that was quick.
No, that's got to be 4 hits there, Paul. That was a good up.
Well, I agree with you, but I thought the referee gave the lift call. Oh, double contact, but that's got to be good.
That's got to
Yeah, 1 attempt at the ball, 4 contacts. Jose Loyola to serve, working on Karch. And good call by Kent Steffes over the top and down.
They've got to get in the rhythm here, Paul. They've been out of rhythm a little bit. They calm it down a little bit, pass the ball, set the ball, and put the ball away.
Why out of rhythm?
Maybe they just got tight. They took off their 5-0 lead. Sometimes that goes to your head.
Tough serve by Kent Steffes. Not the heater, but really slicing off the angle. Ace by Steffes. They lead 1-0.
Kent's got this great cut, jump serve right on the line in front of Loyola. He lets it go. I think he could have got that if he wanted to. He thought it was out.
Steffes serving into that onshore breeze. Ace again.
Oh, boy.
Boy, just slicing off a microfiber on the back line. Teams will change sides.
Steffes fired up after that and going to what we say is the good side, up 2-0 in the game to 7. Big lead.
Boy, getting the first 2 points on the bad side, big.
Hello.
Very much like in a tennis tiebreaker, getting the first couple mini breaks right off the bat off your opponent's serve. Loyola, no block, going deep middle for the kill.
Nice hit by Loyola. Keeps the ball in front of him. That ball is moving around. I don't care what Loyola says. That ball is a tough ball to hit. He did a good job of putting it on the ground. AJ needs a counter with a couple aces of his own.
And that would certainly be no surprise. Again, had 8 last week on his own. Team of he and Jose Loyola had 11.
4 points did they do?
Going middle, Steffes is there. And inside Jose Loyola for the side out.
Side out. Karch back to serve.
Nice shot by Kent. Is that a record, Paul? 8 aces? I'd have to say so.
Well,
I don't remember it.
We checked back in the record book. We're starting the record book right now, and nobody could remember more than 8.
No.
Certainly none more than 11. I remember Adam Johnson Loyola had 10 last year at Manhattan. AJ with a cut shot inside of Kent Steffes, but 11 the most anybody could remember as a team.
Yeah.
8 by Adam Johnson the most anybody could remember as an individual. And that was against Kirai
Oh, yeah.
Steffes.
And it wasn't really that windy. I mean, it was windy, but it wasn't exceptionally windy.
Jose Loyola to serve. We're double final action here at the finals of the Riviera Beach Open. The winner gets $20,000. The loser will split significantly less than that.
In the confidence. If Loyola and AJ can come back here and win this tournament, they're on top of the world right now with the first 2 wins. Kent needs a big play here.
And Adam Johnson over the top and down. Good test for both these teams. Last week, Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes lost in the early rounds to Scott Akitabi and Brian Lewis and had to come all the way back through. And I talked to Steffes. He said, Paul, my shoulder felt fine, but I was so tired and so sore on Monday. And again, it's been a long weekend, even though they've taken the most direct route, pushed to a double final now by AJ and Loyola. That sets back, and Kent Steffes hits that ball out of bounds. Loyola gets back so fast, so far, he doesn't give Steffes any corner to hit into.
There's no place to go there, Paul. It's a tough shot by Kent. Loyola would have been there to pick it up anyway. He has got to pass that first ball effectively towards the net so Karch can give him a good set.
AJ probably keep it on Steffes. No, goes to Karch Kirai. AJ was there. You surprised by that?
You know what, AJ, he's got such a good jump serve right now. He's so confident. He just wants to throw it around, keep them both off balance. Maybe set up Karch for one up the middle, a husband and wife next time.
That was a good point scoring opportunity. He ripped a hard angle jump serve at Karch Kirai. Loyola well off the net. Karch is there and out of bounds. Last week and all during the preseason and indoor season, Karch seemed to be serving much harder and really working on that during the offseason. Do you see the same sort of velocity this week?
No, I don't, Paul. And he's taking a little bit off. He's playing a little conservative while these guys are bombing.
And Jose Loyola with the miss.
Which I don't think is that, I mean, I think it's good to put the pressure on them. If you miss too many jump serves, then it's too easy of a side out. You know, they got to keep the pressure on them, make them pass the ball, and hopefully play some defense and pick the ball up.
Say Loyola and AJ sort of changed the math of the game a little bit with them scoring so much with their jump serve.
Yes.
They might miss a few passes, but then they can get on a roll where they score 3-4 points in a row by just serving the ball.
Well, it evens out. If you get 11 aces,
yeah, you don't have to do too much more. Double final action here from Riviera Beach, Florida. Karch Kirai, Kent Steffes leading Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola 2-1. Steffes, good shot, deep cross-court corner by Kent Steffes.
Big block would be good here. We haven't had many blocks this whole double final here.
Adam Johnson got 13 serves in the game to 15. Pretty well split between Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. So I don't think fatigue really a factor for either of these teams. Adam Johnson still pinging the ball hard. Hits that ball inside of Kent Steffes.
He sees Kent's right hand. He's a little bit off the net, and he's just pounding off that thing. Very nice, very nice swing.
Game to 7. Must only win by 1. And that ball served just out of bounds. Again, we're double final. Adam Johnson, Jose Loyola won the game to 15, forcing this matchup. 5 minutes on the game clock. Could be a factor. We're already down to just under 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Lots of side outs. AJ, dig by Steffes. And Adam Johnson over the top and down.
Smart ball control play right there. Loyola wasn't ready to hit the ball. Step back to AJ, puts it away.
You know, everybody talks about Loyola's jumping, hitting, blocking, serving, but he can pass the ball. If he was not a good, there are a lot of big guys out here. If he couldn't pass the ball, he would not be where he is today. Adam Johnson going back to Steffes. And through AJ's hands. AJ's starting to get the range a little bit.
He starts touching those. You keep touching, that ball is going to come up sooner or later. Karch, you got to put a little heat on this ball right here, Paul.
Not serving as hard as he was last week in Phoenix. Maybe thought he missed too many. Maybe thought that hurt them in the finals. And taking a little off and more. Kirai maybe not serving quite as hard, but very effectively here in the double final. Kirai and Steffes take the 3-1 lead. Let's go to the beach on the AVP Tour. All the other winners from this past week, kind of a disappointment. Bill Bullion, Randy Stoklos, they were third last week in Phoenix. Troy Tanner and Wes Welch, they will split just over $3,000. Brian Gatsky, Jeff Rogers in another 9th position, good all-around team. And also a disappointment, you'd have to say, Brent Frohoff and Ricky Ludes. That's the group in 9th. The next, Leif Hansen and Chris Young. Not a bad finish. You'll see that they'll split over $4,200. Dane Blanton, Canyon Seaman. That's a young team that's going to be in the top 4 or 5 most of the season. Mike Dodd and Mike Whitmarsh getting off to a bit of a customary slow start, particularly in these windy conditions. And Ian Clark and Eduardo Basil, better known as Anginio, 4th last week, 5th this week. And a good finish for one of the top young teams on the tour. Fenoy, Eric Fenoy Moana, Rob Heiger, and Brian Lewis and Scott Akatebi. They were very good last week in Phoenix and excellent this week in Riviera Beach. They'll split $9,000. But the question remains, who will split $20,000? That will go to the winner of this game to 7. Right now, Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes lead 3-1 after the ace from Karch Kirai. Working on Loyola, cut shot and down.
They got to steady out a little bit right here, Paul. Now they're on the good side. Loyola's going to drive a couple jump serves, put them in difficulty, trying to get back in this game right here. Now that they're out of it, 3-1.
And if Kirai is true to his word, he will try to do everything to make sure serves don't go straight to the sand. Try to get a hand on everything. Kent Steffes, hard cross-court bang.
Great pass by Steffes.
Get back to serve.
And the wind just picked up about 5 miles an hour. That's going to make things very interesting. Tough chance for AJ on the high pass. Yeah, tough chance. Yeah, not likely. Really good set by Jose Loyola.
Where Loyola has picked up his game is right there, setting the tough ball. Now in transition, setting the tough ball, put it in close so AJ can get a good swing at the ball. That's where he's improved his game the most in the last couple of years.
Excellent ball control by the Brazilian. Adam Johnson to serve. Again, double final here. Johnson and Loyola trail by 2. Karch tapping, and AJ was there on the sideline, Cuddy, but not the little in-between Cuddy.
Very dangerous play by Karch. But as long as it hits the ground, doesn't matter if you hit it hard or hit it soft. Just make it hit the ground.
Kirai and Steffes, of course, looking for their first win of the year. Johnson and Loyola trying to make it 2 straight to start the '96 season. And Loyola tapping around. Things are getting a little conservative here. There's more than just a little bit of pressure on both these teams.
You feel it tightening up out here. See if Loyola jumps on it, though.
Tight set, and Steffes, really good job getting to that tight set, poking over the top of Jose Loyola.
Especially with Loyola up there. That thing's drifting onto the net. Kind of a bad pass by Kent to start this thing out. Karch throws it on there, on the top of the net. Kent goes up, puts it over to the ground. Nice shot, Kent.
Steffes doing a very good job of getting to that ball high and early. Good set by AJ. Off the top of the tape, out of bounds. Unforced error by Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola. If my memory serves me correctly, they had 5 unforced errors in the game to 15 and could still pull it out. 4-1 lead now to Kirai and Steffes. Ace!
Semi-husband and wife.
Semi, but just too much heat here from Kent Steffes. We'll take the side change.
Right there, right down the middle. That's his 3rd ace of this overtime game here, Paul. That's the difference in the game right now.
And Steffes has all of them. He had an ace to make it 1-0, an ace to make it 2-0, now another to make it 5-1. Kent Steffes and Karch Kirai dominating in the double final here again. Just to remind you, game to 7. And after the quick side change on multiples of 2, Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola take a quick timeout. In control, Kirai and Steffes. Welcome back to another day at the beach with the AVP. This is the Riviera Beach Open. Of course, $100,000 in total prize money, 20 to the winners. And Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes. Steffes with another ace, his 4th of the double final.
5 altogether, Paul. Karch has got 1, Kent's got 4. That's tough to beat right there.
Hey, we talked about the serving performance of Adam Johnson last week. How about Kent Steffes serving for the championship? No block. And Jose Loyola turning the ball down the line for the side out. Again, Kent Steffes with 4 aces in this game to 7. They are 1 point away, leading 6-1. Very familiar to a little scenario you had with Mike Dodd in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Can Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson mount a Javi Dodd sort of comeback?
Let's see it.
Boy, that would make you mad.
No, it wouldn't. I love it.
Yeah,
love every minute of it.
I agree.
Good start here.
Steffes on the left side, cuts inside. AJ there, but just out of bounds.
Great ups. They've got to concentrate on side net right here, Paul. Try to put some pressure back on him. With Kent serving like that, who knows what's going to happen.
And the way Kent is serving, and the way they're siding out at this game, I think, Karch will just roll this one in maybe and hope to get a dig and head for the airport.
Kirai. Championship point number 2. Johnson down the line and out of bounds.
He sets up that line shot real well. He sees Ken dropping his hand. He turns that back real quick.
Boy, and Karch was digging the cross court, and I think a little bit mad at Kent for not staying more on the line that AJ just hit. Jose Loyola to serve. They trail big, 6-1. Game to 7 in this double final. Steffes returning the favor, cutting down the sideline.
The difference this game is Kent is playing superb volleyball right now. Last week he might have been a little tired. He's playing great volleyball as of right now.
Championship point number 3. Steffes has 4 aces in this abbreviated game alone. Loyola on the sideline and down. And I mean on the sideline.
That is right on the line, Paul. No, just by a hair. But just as long as it hits the line, it's still good.
2 minutes and 5.5 seconds left. I would think it's enough time if AJ and Loyola can mount a move. AJ with a tough serve. Set was back. Good call by Karch Kirai. Steffes listening, goes with a cut shot.
Karch sees AJ taking off. Ken sees the whole court, drives it down. Karchy to finish it.
4th championship point. Steffes talking to Karch a little bit. Working on AJ. Watch for him blocking line. And good move. He was blocking line. Karch goes angle, and AJ just right over the top.
Yeah, too easy. Nice pass by AJ. He sees the court too well. Another big side out.
And speaking of which, Kirai and Steffes siding out beautifully in this double final game, at least so far. Nice save by Karch. And heavy swing by Steffes.
Steffes is fired up right now, Paul. He doesn't want to lose a double final. He lost last week. He says, I'm going to make the difference. Puts that ball, comes back, gives out the animal roar, and puts it down. He wants to end it right here, Paul.
For the match, 5th serve, and one of the, maybe the only service error Kent Steffes has made in this double final. Well, I never could count that. I mean, he's been serving so well, you just kind of forget the bumps in the road.
If you're going for it, you're going to make mistakes. I'll take 4 aces and 3 misses any day of the week.
Adam Johnson trying to get off the French fry. His team trails 6-1. Whoa. And going for distance.
That hit the Miller Lite sign on the fly.
AJ saying, just out. Just out. 6th championship point. Kirai and Steffes looking for their first win of 96.
Karch will not miss this serve. He knows it. Put the pressure on. Kent missed his. Make him side out.
Oh, he missed it. Look at that.
Make me look bad, Karchy.
Well, and it's not like he was really trying to do a lot with it.
No.
I just think he might have stumbled or run under it a little bit.
You don't want to miss 2 serves in a row to give them a little bit of comeback fever coming.
They can put points on the board in microseconds. Kirai and Steffes passing very well in this game. Loyola with a dig. Tough setting chance. Loyola cutting Karch short. Karch with the detonation cross court. Good hustle by Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson.
Great hustle. Right here. Watch this shot, though. Karch has got to lay out for it. That thing's right on the line. That almost dropped down. Great set by Kent. Nobody home. Karch puts that ball away.
Another championship point for Steffes and Kirai. And siding out very nicely. We're getting down where the clock might certainly be a factor. Now, if Johnson and Loyola don't get, I think, 2, maybe even 3 aces, they don't have enough time to get back in this.
Exactly. They got to come up with some magic here on the serves.
Need one right here, and then we'll take a side change. Adam Johnson. Karch over the top and down. Kirai and Steffes, did they used to just frustrate because they just tap the ball around an awful lot. They don't hit hard maybe 80% of the time.
They're just so steady. It's the ball control. They get that ball towards the net. They're big and strong. They can put it over here, or if they want, they can pound it on you.
8th championship point. And Karch just does keep that one in very easily. Tight set. And big shot off of Kent Steffes.
Showing some resilience here.
Oh, you really, they could have folded. Down 6-1. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola could have absolutely folded, but they have hung in there, and I think the knowledge in the back of their minds that they can roll off 6 or 7 aces gives them a lot of confidence. Tight set. Steffes with a pokey over the top. Great dig by Karch. And Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson get off the French fry. Now they're to a curly fry. 6-2. We take the side change. Jose Loyola and Adam Johnson just taking a breath of life. Back in Riviera Beach, Florida, it has been a marvelous final. A double final, as a matter of fact. Kirai and Steffes have dominated so far. The fans here have certainly enjoyed it. This is our first of 3 stops in Florida over the next 3 consecutive weekends, and if it stays like this, they're going to be frothing by the time we finish in Clearwater. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola down by 4, 6-2 in the double final. AJ cannot get to the play. Completely stretched out and took a chest full and a mouthful of sand trying to track down that ball.
AJ just laying it out. Needs a little bit of water to wash that sand out. Nothing like a good mouthful of sand to get you going. 9th championship point. You get a little depressed after this.
It's taking a
Get it
long
over
time.
with, they say.
This is among the highest number of match points I can ever remember. Tight pass. AJ off of Karch Kirai and down.
Clock's starting to come into play here, Paul. 50 seconds. They need a couple more aces. They get to 6-4. They're in this game.
But I still, like I said, maybe 45 seconds ago on the game clock in actual time, if they don't get 2 aces, I don't think they have enough time to get back in with the way Kirai and Steffes are siding out.
Which they can at any time.
Steffes, stuff blocked by Jose Loyola. Within 3 now, Tim.
Starting to tighten up here. Jose getting that left hand over, throwing it back. 6-3.
Kirai and Steffes talking about a timeout. Do not take one. Adam Johnson looking to make it 6-4. And misses that long.
Karch is about fed up here. 10th point. He's saying, Kent, you get over the net.
Missed his flight last week. He didn't want to miss another one. Double digits for championship point. Johnson dug by Kirai. For the championship, that's it! It took a double final. It took 10 championship points, but finally, lucky number 10. Karch Kirai and Kent Steffes win it here in Riviera Beach in a double final for their first win of the year. Adam Johnson and Jose Loyola gallant in the finals. We'll be back. Talk to the players and wrap things up. A great double final won by Kirai and Steffes.